week 7 of my picnic on the beach blanket. It's low tide, the sea is way out behind me, you can see. It's really cold, I've got my winter coat on again. I didn't think this was going to be coming out again this side of summer, but we knew it was coming. The forecast was for a bit of a cold, wintry blast, and knowing that, I did some recording along the cliff tops on Easter Sunday. We still had glorious sunny warm weather then, so I've done, as promised last week, some recording along the cliff tops. But first, let's tell you about the stitches that we're going to be crocheting this week. So this week's rows are actually all repeat rows. All these stitches, we've got the yellow bobbles, we've got the strawberry stitches, and we've got our classic basket weave stitches. We've done all of these before elsewhere in the blanket. I've brought my classic picnic basket down to the beach here. Those basket weave stitches for me are just everything picnic baskety, and really lovely soothing stitches to crochet. We're doing them in groups of 4 this time, so unlike our central panel where we did the basket weave in groups of 3, we're now doing them in groups of 4 to give a slightly wider basket weave effect. So as promised last week, I did a walk all the way along our local cliff tops. Like I said, this was on Easter Sunday, and just to share a little bit of my views and the walks, the kind of walks that I do regularly, which provide me with so much inspiration and creativity. So here's the walk, enjoy. So here I am walking along the cliff tops close to my home, my local stretch of coastline, and as you can see we have a fence going all the way along, which I'm always very grateful for, and the springtime flowers, if we look over, are beautifully in bloom. Really is so beautiful on a sunny day like today. We're lucky to have seagulls as neighbours and always a good idea to look upwards as well. These flowers are just getting better and better. So gorgeous against the blue sea today. And down there you can see the Undercliff walk. That's how we can access the sea and the beaches. It's high tide now, so you can't really see the beaches. But there's the Undercliff walk, which is actually predominantly a sea defence. That's why they built it. But it gives us a nice walkway to enjoy the beach too. There, oh wow, the timing's amazing. You can just see the ferry go out. That's amazing. So that ferry goes from Newhaven in East Sussex and goes all the way to Dieppe, which is in France, our neighbours across the sea. It takes about 4 hours, the ferry. We've done it a few times, not currently. Obviously international travel is not allowed, but the ferry has still been going, I think, for freight and obviously essential travel. That's fabulous. It's reversing out, I can see, and you can also see the chalkfall. There's been a couple there in recent months, massive chunks of the cliff just coming away, so you can see how dangerous it is. Wow, that's amazing. So happy that you saw that. So the ferry's now turned and off it goes to France. And looking down at the water here, you can see how clear it is. That looks amazingly clear. You can see the chalk underneath the water there. Monument, local to me, and marks the spot of the Greenwich Meridian line, so the division between west and east. So this shows the distances to various places around the world from this point. So maybe some of you live near some of these places. So there you go, you've seen a little bit more of my local area, a little bit more of the things that inspire me. I know I'm really fortunate to live near the seaside. It's a really special place. And I had some really happy posts this morning. Inside Crochet magazine landed on my doorstep. I recently took out the subscription, and there's a lovely article in there about crochet and how it has brought people together during the pandemic, how online classes and crochet alongs have helped people to focus and just brought comfort and a sense of togetherness and community during the pandemic. We all knew that. I've talked about that before and I've written about that before, but it was really lovely to be featured in an article by Inside Crochet. So really lovely. It's a lovely article, and there's lots of fabulous things going on in the crochet and crafting community. So enjoy this week's rows. It's all about packing up the picnic, I'm afraid. It's about thinking, what can we put back in the basket? What are we going to bring home with us? And of course, hopefully there'll be some leftovers. So before you pack away, there might just be a few leftovers to enjoy. So that's what these rows are about this week. And next week will be our final week. It's all about the border. And actually, in terms of stitches, next week will be the biggest, because although the border is not particularly big, I think there's 13 rounds, and obviously we're going all the way around the entire blanket. So it's going to be the biggest amount of crochet in that last week, just to bring it all together. It's looking forward to sharing it with you. Our very last week, I can hardly believe it. But for those of you who don't want the picnic fun to end, I have designed another blanket called Picnic by the River, and I've designed this for Little Box of Crochet, and the pattern and the crochet along is available through them, so you have to buy the box from Little Box of Crochet direct, and That's starting on the 30th of April, so 2 weeks after this one finishes. So that's really exciting, and I'm actually planning on crocheting along myself. I designed the blanket and crocheted up the initial sample, which I've sent off to Amanda at Little Box of Crochet. So I'm going to crochet it all again so that I get to keep my own blanket, and really looking forward to crocheting along with all of you, those of you who are going to be joining in. So that's something to look forward to for those of you who are interested. In the meantime, enjoy the crochet, and I'll see you next week. Planning on having a picnic somewhere. I'm going to pack the basket genuinely with picnic food, and I'm going to go a little bit further along the coast and take you somewhere very special, very beautiful for our final video to accompany this crochet along. So till then, take care.